Today we're ranking the best Quest 2 accessories. Now this is based on necessity, performance, and just overall accessibility to see if we like it, we enjoy it. Feel free to jump in the conversation and comment below, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's go. Alright, so first things first, we're starting off with this AR type gun stock. If you play games like Contractors, Pavlov, and all of that, I feel that this is going to be an amazing asset for you. As far as necessity, not really a high rank, and sometimes some of these can tend to be glitchy, not as immersive as we want it to be, but I'm gonna leave it at potentially a C right now for the actual AR gun stock. The Haptic Vest, a Haptic Vest for Quest 2. Now it's not a necessity, obviously, but I feel that it is an S tier component if you get it right. The immersion is incredible. You always want to feel as much as you can, and it is an S tier based on performance alone, but not necessity. You don't need this accessory all the way through. So like what I said, performance wise, the Haptic Vest has to go way up to the top. Kind of just a headset stand. I might put this at a for right now I'm gonna put it as a C, just because I feel like you don't need to actually always have it on a stand, but some people might want it to have it for the display as far as their aesthetic of their gaming setup. I'm gonna leave it on a C right now. Next we got the silicone cover. I believe the silicone cover is gonna go up to an A tier. Now the reason why I don't put it on the S tier is just because it's not favorable in terms of necessity or being able to be the best performing essential. But what happened is that Quest got definitely, you know, there's a huge thing going on with Quest 2, giving people rashes and irritations, and they actually had a whole callback order for all of that, and Quest 2 was actually taken off the shelves for a while, for a few months. It's like that started the whole change of a Quest 2, and so I'll put it on the A tier just due to like it can avoid medical situations. But as far as S tier, I don't think so. I still don't really use my silicone cover as much. I still use the cotton one, so it's just up to your flavor. People have different skin types and more, so silicone's gonna go to A though, for sure, in my opinion. Under that silicone, which is good, is that lens cover. The lens cover I'm gonna put onto a S. These lens type protectors, I have one right now currently, use it every day. If you scratch that Quest 2, it's done. It's like getting something in your eye and you try to poke at your eye all day, and it's just not a fun time at all. Having like this protected, now it will get smudgy at times as you have it laid directly over the lenses, but it's a whole lot better than scratching it up. And if you scratch those lenses, you're basically done. It's bothersome. You can see it all the time and it's right in your face. So this goes as an S tier, is protecting those lenses for a very affordable cost. Next we have the magnetic battery pack. The magnetic battery pack, I want to go to D tier. I mean, it's such an offset technology that's not up to par with everything right now. It's a big old charging type dock, and it's like it goes in the back of your head. It doesn't really counterbalance the weight of a Quest 2. It's old school, it's magnetic, which makes it very dangerous anyways at times, and it can overheat, and just a whole lot of complications in that. This was far more of the entry level extra additional battery pack before a headset started implementing a much more advanced technology within that headset. So that goes into a D tier. That's old school. It's like, it reminds you of like a charging bank that's in the back of your head. So anybody can just get a charging bank and just put it in the back of your head. It's old school technology at this point. Up next, we have an adjustable head strap. That goes to an S tier. Adjustable head strap, no question. Now this is a basic one. I would rather go with a basic adjustable head strap. In recent times, I've been reviewing tons of adjustable head straps. Some that come with battery packs, some that come with headphones, all in one. Some of them get too fancy and the performance is not really amazing. While if you get a basic solid one that's sturdy, that's quality, it can really help out your overall just comfort and how long you want to be in VR. Now you're not going to get that extra battery pack and everything. It just depends on how much time you actually do spend in VR. I think for me, 2.5 hours is enough, more than enough for me to spend in virtual reality. It's very immersive. You can get very nauseous at times, and it just like overall just there's a lot going on in that experience. And so if you get an adjustable strap that really locks in, that doesn't let no shadow light in, doesn't let above light go on in, I feel that this is perfect. I have a basic one right now where it's kind of like this. It's just very solid from CMB Young, and I love it so much. Next we got the charging dock station. I'm gonna put this as a B. We finally got our first B one. I don't think it's enough to be an A tier, as the charging dock is more that this one comes with like a whole like a set, but we're just gonna be talking about charging dock. I feel that it's not the best to utilize in terms of credentials, because this is more of a luxury in my opinion. This is the same thing as like having this right here, this headset case, and I think that just displaying your VR headset is cool, but I don't think you really need that. I just rather just throw it on a charger, and sometimes they cost $99 plus. Really not enough, like not enough kick for that type of bank and that type of money what the charging dock does, which basically you separate everything, and it can be tedious at times. I do have the Anker one. It's solid, but it's definitely more of a luxury than a performance and a necessity. Next, we have the actual more advanced battery type packs. I'm gonna actually put this back on a B tier. Maybe later we can move it up to an A. We'll see how everything else goes. This right here is this is the next level technology of a battery pack. It can either be in the back with like an elite strap format, or right here very light on the side, which is a lot easier as it goes easily right into that charging component, that USB-C, and it goes right into the battery. A lot lighter. It doesn't counterbalance anything versus a magnetic one that's heavy and that's like a bank charger. It's just not great. So this is the updated ones now, a lot lighter, a lot more smaller. Look like kind of like a flash drive that's hanging out right here, and it's a lot better for that. Next, we got a accessory for tennis. I might actually put that back right here with the gun stock. I'm gonna put it on C. This is just to help you out with your tennis. It has kind of like a little ping pong type table tennis paddle that can help you out with your VR experience. I think it's pretty fresh though, but I'll keep it at C. Headphones, I'm gonna put on A. Not sure, might move it down to a B. We'll see later on. Headphones, I'm gonna go to A. Definitely not an S tier, and probably not a C or D. Headphones can really up the immersive experience. It just depends on how much things you really want around attached to you. And I'm not someone that wants extra headphones, extra things attached to me, extra batteries and everything. I like the Quest 2 for what it is. Aside from like a adjustable strap and something else that we're about to talk about, I feel that this is something that really can help out with that criteria. Next, we got the VR mat. I'm gonna put this down to the D. This is more like a guardian. It's like a VR mat / protector, letting you know like that's your area physically. But Pastor has gotten so advanced now that you can just utilize the VR mat. Instead of the VR mat, you can use your guardian. Your guardian now like will start lighting up, letting you know there's objects near you, and it lets you know when you're already at the boundary. You start seeing all those blue squares and all the gating and the fencing of that guardian. So I feel that anything like this now to try to mark your spot, quote unquote, is more old school, maybe more for a green screen essential, but I think for a Quest 2, not really that good. Next is a carrying case. I'm gonna put carrying case all the way to an A tier. I think having a carrying case is important just because of everything. You can go anywhere with a Quest 2 that has a Wi-Fi, or even play offline. So if you're in a hotel, you're at an Airbnb, you're at a friend's house, you're at family, just having it and carrying it and being able to make it accessible, having a carrying case is always number one. So with shell skins next, kind of just decorating your Quest 2, I might put that on a B tier. Why I put it in here is just because I feel more of a decorative essential, not too much of a performance, aside from just having like the actual silicone cover and the controller grips. But having like an overall skin on top of all, it's okay. I'll put that in a B tier though. That's more of an aspect. PC, I'm gonna put it in the D tier just because you don't need a PC for a Quest 2. Now having a PC VR is probably going to be all the way to an S tier, depending on what type of PC it is performance wise. But this costs a whole lot of money. People gravitate towards the Quest 2 because you don't need these things. And Oculus Home gets very complicated, and PC VR in general gets very complicated, from Steam to accessing to creating content to transferring content to sound and audio and where you want everything to come out of. Like all of that turns into a streaming headache, to a green screen headache, to a content creating headache, and capturing and webcams, and you start getting very complicated in this process. And it's very hard unless you really are savvy and are an OG in VR. Therefore, PC, I'll put it all the way down to D tier. It's not a necessity. Performance wise, it'll be an S tier if we're talking PC VR, but this is strictly Quest 2. You don't need a PC and you don't have to go through any of the complications. I put it in the D. Cleaner, I'm gonna go with the lens cleaner. I'm gonna put it as an S. A lens cleaner, we always need that. This is just because you have to, like, they get smudgy fast, they get foggy, they get sweaty. Everything happens. You always got to be constantly cleaning them and rubbing them real lightly. And how you clean it is a certain contribution to it. Just real lightly, nice little circles, getting it going, and that's how it goes. Next is a Chromecast. I'm gonna put this into a C tier. It could be a little higher depending on where you're at all the time. Chromecast is strictly for TVs and sharing it through a TV. If you don't have a monitor, if you don't have a PC, if you can't use your phone, I think I would rather just use my phone at these points of times. Like, people like to be on their phones anyways a lot more. But if you're at a full family function, you want to show off some stuff, Chromecast would be on the C tier. You just need one of these connected through, and then you'll be able to share it with your TV. Next is a cable link, D tier. Too expensive, overrated. Wireless is the way to go. That's the reason why we play Quest 2 in the first place, or just jump into the Quest series, Quest 1 and Quest 2. We just want the wireless experience. Now, it does help out a lot if your internet connection is a little bit too far from you, your routers, your modems, or if your dedicated Wi-Fi routers are not around you, then this would be crucial. But I'm gonna put it at D, just because like we want a wireless experience. With Airlink and virtual desktop, you should be okay. If you're running VR anyway, it should always be like that. Transferring and side loading though, you're gonna need a link, but these types of links run up to like $70, the real brand ones, which is way too overpriced. So go get a cheap one on Amazon and just find your way a USB-C to transfer stuff. Next, we got the Beat Saber dual handles, which is very fresh to use. I'm gonna put this on a B. It's a fun performance that you can have. It's a fun luxury, and it's just overall a good time. Beat Saber lovers, they know this. You kind of just have it in one. It reminds you of like nunchucks and spinning around and going in band. I did a fun review on this also. These are pretty cool. Next is the Catwalk, the VR treadmill, the omnidirectional. I'm gonna go. Ooh, this one's hard. Omnidirectional. I'm gonna go. This is a hot take. I'm actually gonna go on a C. It's still highly priced. It's not as great as you really want it to be. It's very tedious. It performance is a S tier, maybe an A tier, but just having it set up in your house, having it, the essence of the Quest 2 starts going down the drain when you start buying things like this. You might as well go full PC VR if you're going to be trying stuff like this. This is fully immersive. The Haptic Vest is easier. You can Bluetooth it and connect wirelessly to your Quest 2. You don't need anything else extra. But when you get into like the treadmills and extra credentials, more of like these in the C tier, that just it's too much. It's too much time, and it's not for what people are looking for. It's already hard to get into virtual reality and understand it. Adding more and more accessories is great for the culture, not great for someone that's looking into find the best accessories for their needs. Next, we have a golf latch. I might put this right here in the C tier also. This is just if you play golf games. It's real fun, similar to what you'll do with the gun stock. This is very, very fun. Now, here's the hot take right here. The next one. This is one of my last ones. I have one more to say after this. I forgot one more, but it's the pistol versions though of this. So the handguns, the pistol guns. I'm actually gonna put this into an A tier. The pistols, I feel like, work a lot more immersively than what the actual ARs and the full-on guns do. The pistols, and there's some that are even more that really do like a full-on cock bag, and it's just fun. I have some, I own some. It's fun to utilize for game. It's a great aesthetic, and it's a great just for content and for photos, and just for the overall look of virtual reality. This is fun. And then there's actually one more that I forgot. The last thing I did forget, I didn't put it into my tier, is that the S tier 100% is going to be controller grips. Some of the best two things you should always cop at the top of the line is, one's going to be an adjustable head strap because the stock head strap is not amazing, and two, controller grips, because you get sweaty and it's far more of a plastic material, and so this grip helps you out, and then it wraps around your wrist. I own some Quest 2, so you can see my controller grip right here. I didn't put this in the tier. I don't know why it didn't pop up in my images. Controller grips for sure, S tier, dominance. You need that. That's probably some of the first things you get is the head strap. Find one for like $20 that adjusts a little bit more for your comfort and for the longevity, and also controller grips, always an S tier, man. Right here is my tier list for the Quest 2 accessories. Y'all gotta let me know what's up. What would you put to the top? What would you do differently? Now, like what I said, this is more necessity and performance. There are some things that have high performance but not really a necessity, or really not an accessory that you would need immediately. So that kind of just ties into a lot of opinions. So let me know in the comments below. Like, let me know what you'll change up. Let me know what your direction is on everything on Quest 2. Now, this is just Quest 2 as a standalone, looking at it from that view, not in a PC VR version. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.